Happy Monday. Sports of the Championship Show brought to you by NCA, National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts, license number 645. It's happening, people. Tides are changing, but Bell still has no car.
Yeah.
So,
but on the bright side, I did hear the transformer on the pole explode a couple times before I got in your car today to drive into work.
it would almost be better if it exploded altogether, knocked the power out again so they could come out to you.
Yeah, but then, it'd probably be another 2 weeks before they could get to me.
Well, they know it's you now because you complained.
They got 500 new linemen on, though. Did you hear that? Where were they last week?
The embarrassment of what has happened, and we're going to break it down for you here, because you know what? It is time that we do our thing. You know what time it is.
When the weather weathers, we weather the storm, bringing you fast and accurate Chapass reports with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver. Now it's time for the Chapass Report. Tell us about the Chapin, Ken. Chapass Report.
So the Chapin, the cold seems to be leaving for a bit, if I'm correct, Ken. Although I did see that there was, according to some of the new models out there, the European model, we could get some snow later on this week, but I don't believe any of that.
Compared to where we were last week, we are downright balmy right now, boys.
I wore shorts all the way in today. I just wore them. I walked here.
Yeah. This morning was the first time in over a week my wife and I have been able to get back out on our morning walks. And I actually had to take my coat off. And It was still 31 degrees. Yet it was
weird.
Much better than any period last week. Yeah, right now we're sitting at 44 degrees in Nashville. And, I mean, it feels wonderful.
Sweater weather.
Yeah.
It's like it has arrived.
Yeah, but couldn't come at a better time. Wish it could have come earlier. I mean, just making everything worse was just last week's weather. And my goodness, I mean, there was a period Saturday when the wind started picking up with those temperatures. I was just thinking to myself, man, this is dangerous weather.
It is.
Just absolutely dangerous weather. And to be sitting here at 44 degrees today and it feels so much better is just amazing to me. And I know it feels better to all those, we still have 24,715 Nashvillians still without power. I know it feels better to them, even though it's not better, but it is. Does that make any sense?
It is. You have to live through it, but this makes it easier to live through when you don't have, 0 as your high.
Right.
Feels like -3. I went out yesterday, take the dogs out. It was snowing in the morning.
It snowed all morning in my house.
I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I expected a little bit, but I didn't expect that. It was snowing.
Yeah.
But it didn't stick.
It sticked at mine. It stuck at mine.
When I walked in today, there was a return of, I was telling Belle, there's a return of some normalcy. How is that? Because when I passed the naked roundabout, my two homeless guys who sing country music as loud as they can in their outfits were out there holding concert.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, some normalcy back in here. But as more comes out about NES, when Freddie's turning on you, you got some troubles.
That's the thing. Yeah, this is, shall we call it a bipartisan effort?
Yeah. There's no right or left here, kids. There was right and wrong. And NES was wrong. Teresa, Belle just showed she did a video that was just so, stop.
Out of touch.
Just stop. You failed.
Just crawl under a rock, stay there till you're fired, and then just leave and never let us see you again.
And it's going to be fired, right? Because here's the thing. She's not going to resign.
Well, and at this point, since the board of directors for NES hasn't fired her, they should resign too.
Oh, they should all resign, but you got to get your fat paycheck on the way out. You don't leave for free.
We're going to learn more at 1, boys. Apparently, Mayor Freddie O'Connell is going to give a briefing at 1 o'clock today. So we'll be listening in on that and, get you the highlights of that coming up at 1.
Well, he changed his. Remember last week, he really changed his tune.
Yeah, last week he was kind of, let's wait and see. I mean, I'm not satisfied, but, let's wait and see to Apparently, yesterday he finally got his fill.
Well, and he said the same thing we've been saying. They were unequipped to communicate. First and foremost, they had nobody that was there. I continue to say I am just flabbergasted over the fact that you have no public information officer that is the face that goes out and delivers everything, that becomes that person that you really communicate with, the person that's talking to the media all day, the person that's on with us, and then they're over in the other station, they're in the Spanish station, they're on sports station, they're on every television station. No, you had none of that. Instead, you sent Teresa and what's his name up there the other day, who looked terrified. There are people that face sharks in the ocean that don't look as terrified as that guy was.
Well, Brent Baker has not. I have not seen him at a briefing since. Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday when they gave their. It was Wednesday or Thursday when they gave that horrific.
When Channel 4's reporters Jeremy Finley and Stacey Cameron, I mean, were just drilling them. With poignant. We're 6 days into this. I mean, they were leading their questions. We are 6 days into this, and you can't tell people when their power's coming back on?
Yeah, 6 days. I mean, that's embarrassing. I mean, that is embarrassing. And then you're like, well.
That would have been Thursday.
And they keep doing, 80% of the people have their power on. Oh, that's
yeah. And we have not heard Nashville strong since Monday.
Oh, that was embarrassing. She'll never leave that down when she goes to her next job. Because here's the thing, people like that, they'll end up somewhere else on some other board, on some other thing, right? And then all of a sudden you will wonder why the water doesn't work. And then Teresa will roll out there and go, oh, well, Nashville's slippery, or whatever she's going to say.
And, I've heard debates as to, they thought it was just going to be snow, not ice. And I'm saying, no, there was part of Middle Tennessee was definitely under not just a winter storm warning, but an ice storm warning, too.
We're a bunch of goofballs outside of Ken, right? I'm wearing shorts and a T-shirt. It's about as good as you're going to get. I knew ice was coming. Mm-hmm. I knew that there was going to be a freeze. I knew that there was going to be this giant storm moving through. You could see it. This wasn't a shock. We didn't wake up and go, oh, my God, it's 2 degrees outside.
Well, and even, you can get technical and debate the difference between a winter storm warning and an ice storm warning. But even in a winter storm warning, ice is still very possible.
Yeah.
And according to Metro Council member Joyce Stiles, who's also a mayoral candidate, she says that, she is accusing NES of being dishonest with the public and how many crews they had ready to go. She claims they only had 160 ready to go, whereas Atlanta had 10,000 ready and North Carolina had 18,000 that were ready. That is a huge difference.
Well, even if we had what they said originally was like 400, somewhere like this, 600, whatever. How would they have 17,000, 18,000, 9,000, whatever it is, and we have
160?
160. How's that? How is that?
I saw a video of her talking about not wanting, this is from a few years back, of her not wanting to have NES destroy the canopy of Nashville's tree line. So they didn't cut the trees back. So now nature has destroyed the canopy and we're out of power.
But at least they saved money.
There you go. And the canopy looks good, except for the part where it fell over because the ice came and then tipped the tree all the way down and snap. And then they started popping. Somebody just texted in 2637, day 9 without power.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
And they're saying they're saying it's not going to be fully restored until Monday, possibly.
So, and what is it? 1% of the people. That's, what is it? 407. So you're looking at 400, about almost 5,000 people without power. Still next week.
Yeah.
And I bet you that'll move. Day 9. Here's the thing. You've lost your food, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Your medicine, as they were talking about earlier. Among other things that are happening in your house and you're trying to take care of. And let's not forget, it's freezing still. Even though it's warmer than it has been, it's still cold AF at night.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get down to 29 tonight. And that's no joke. That's below freezing.
And those people are going to suffer through that because of Teresa Applin's incompetence.
Yes. Freddie changed his tune, I think, when he heard from all the constituents going, hey, this isn't about whether or not they tried really hard. It was about the fact that they were ill-prepared to handle this. They understaffed, and we heard that from linemen last week. It was like they didn't have enough polls already, and we've heard that a couple times. They didn't have enough staff, and I don't know where they thought they were going to get it. Did they really think that there wasn't going to be this big of an issue?
Or did they think that everybody was just going to understand because it was a quote-unquote unprecedented storm?
Which it wasn't.
Unprecedented. It's coming. None of us see it. We think it's going to be a Cat 1. It's a Cat 5. That's unprecedented.
Right.
Not, hey, for 5 days, everybody's like, man, this weekend's going to be cold AF, and there's going to be snow, and then after the snow, there's going to be driving, freezing rain. Then it's going to freeze because it's going to drop down to feels like -5. Everybody saw it. And if every other state is getting ready, you know what I don't hear? People complaining about North Carolina, or people complaining about the Northeast, or people complaining about Atlanta and some of these. I don't hear any, even Florida, for God's sakes. The only thing they're pissed about is there's so many iguanas falling on the ground.
Right.
Did you see all those iguanas? Just people are filling them up with their buckets.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Those poor lizards, man.
Yeah, and they're alive.
Yeah, they're still alive?
They're alive
That's
for
a
now because
tough
they're going to be
lizard.
killed, but still because they're invasive. But, oh, what a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. And hopefully they do get this stuff somewhat turned around fast for the people's sake. But I have a feeling this time next week we're still going to be talking about a swath of folks that are going to be struggling still. And
hopefully my power pole will have burned down by then.
Never, dude, never. They're leaving that for an art project.
Probably.
They should. Oh, my. Yeah, Bill. Electric vehicle. Electric vehicle.
Just silly.
Vehicle. Electric vehicle. But Freddie also goes, oh, my constituents aren't very happy about this.
I'll give him credit. He gave NES the rope to hang themselves, and they did.
Well,
Twice.
I mean, you can't look at it that way.
They doubled down on it. They're like throwing themselves off cliffs. It was that bad. And, look, if you were in front of people every day, taking questions and talking about how you screwed up and, trying to do, sounding contrite and doing everything you can, saying I'm working 24/7, we're sleeping here. If you at least did that, there's some maybe potential saving of face, but you didn't even do that. Then you came out and you're, Nashville strong. Shut up.
Yeah, somebody might need to explain too. I don't know about you boys, but I've had listeners message me images of what they say, and it appears to be like dozens of line trucks just parked and not going anywhere, just in big parking lots, just sitting there. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if those.
Well, you do have to have the staff to man them.
Right. Well,
And we haven't had that.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if those are crews that are on break or if they even take breaks. I don't know what that means. But to somebody without power, I know what that means. That is anger through the roof.
Yeah, as it should be.
When I was driving into the station this morning, I was coming up the interstate, and there was one of those rotating billboards, and NES had bought an ad thanking the linemen, which I think the linemen do deserve thanks because they've been out there busting their ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why the hell are they spending money on an ad?
It's just, you thought of that. Somebody thought of that. Mr. Baker, did you think of that one? Good for you, sir. That's the one you came up with. He went to college.
He went to college, and all of these other CEOs and vice presidents, he went to college with them, and they're asking him where we can help, when we can help, but
Bill, I went to college with you and your kid. I'm so sorry.
that just was not.
They are just, this is an epic fail. No doubt about that.
That's when you needed PR. You needed somebody who knows what they're doing.
You should have brought somebody in immediately. The minute this happened, you should have a PR firm and a PIO that would give them a shirt and let them lead. You didn't, and because of that, you're going to pay the price for it. Coming up, a lot of stuff to get to. Guys, I'm going to play the funniest thing that I've maybe seen in sports in years.
Okay.
It is so incredible. And when you hear the comments, it's just as amazing. Talk a bit about that. We got some Epstein stuff. We're on a government shutdown, yada, 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 a lot of other stuff as well. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is amazing. I take it every single day. I think you guys will like it. Why is that? Because you're like me, right? This is getting a bit older in life. This is going to help you with it. It deals with the aches and pains that come as you enjoy life a little bit more, work out a little bit more, maybe put, just living. And for a lot of us, that could be a pain in the butt. Sleep wrong. Next thing your neck hurts. Right, Sandra? Right, so Sandra, she's a listener, and for years she said, I've listened to it, I tried it. And she goes, I'm going to try this. Finally, she did. Guess what? She had bad back pain. Within a couple weeks, it had basically subsided. It's just like she said, I'm a whole new person. That can be you. This stuff focuses on those pathways to deal, especially with your inflammation in your joints, but really in your muscles, and helps you get that good feeling every day where you feel like I can go do my stuff without the fear of if I do this, if I lift this, I'm not going to be able to do anything else tomorrow. Relief Factor has you covered. I want you to try it right now. 3-week quick start, $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor, and tell them Chad sent you.
More help is on the way for Tennesseans without power from Elon Musk. We'll tell you about that and other top stories at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Good try, Elon. We still know you were inside the Epstein stuff. Oh! So boxing this weekend. Jarrell Miller, undercard of Teofimo Lopez fight against Shakur Stevenson. It's Madison Square Garden. He is squaring off against Kingsley Ibe. And memes for days.
Off his head, Sergio! Wow! That is going to make the rounds on social media. That's like a cartoon. Oh, my goodness gracious. this. It is a toupee.
And he just took it up and threw it into the crowd.
In the middle of the fight, his toupee just totally flew back and stuck. It was straight in the air. It was hilarious. Just flew back, and they're like, what is that? Then he takes it off, and he tosses it into the crowd.
That's Three Stooges stuff right there, man.
He said he went over to his mama's house the day before.
That's awesome.
And he tried to wash his hair with something, and it had like some sort of acetone or something in it, and it burned his hair, and it got a mess. So they told him to run out and get a toupee. So he fought with a toupee. And you could see it moving kind of throughout the fight. I'm like, man, he's getting hit pretty hard. His head's moving really bad. Then all of a sudden, it just went straight back. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I was laughing. I was like, this just happened. That guy's like, he won, by the way. He won in split decision. Yeah. Toupee or not, he won. Toupee or not, I cannot believe that.
Touche
Touche with the toupee. And he took it off. People are passing it around, throwing it like a Frisbee. Oh, how embarrassing. How embarrassing. A lot of you chiming in on how angry you guys are, wondering why several of you have said it. We've seen a lot of not ice trucks, not different, but the lineman trucks. Some of those are probably private contractors. Remember when they first came out and said that they, was it last week about the NES? Said, no, we didn't say that we wouldn't work with union members. We said that the companies that we are going to work with, we have to have like a background check and all that stuff. And who knows? I mean, they're so full of it. They're so upside down, NES, with any of this crap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what you say at this point in time. You've dug a hole so deep that even if you came out with the truth, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
It's always better to just come out with the truth.
Yeah. Well, somewhat. No. There's a new study out that says telling the truth isn't always the right thing to do.
Maybe not.
Kind of lying. It has a lot to do with flattery. You know, like if your wife asks you, does your butt look big in the jeans? You don't always have to say something, you know what I mean? So, but this would have been one where it would have been best to come out with the truth. Just a smidge. I'm watching. Have you seen the Savannah Guthrie stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm monitoring that. That is an incredible story.
So she lives out there in Tucson.
Yep.
And Savannah Guthrie with the Today Show. Didn't she just have massive surgery on her throat, right? Was that it?
Savannah?
Yeah, was it her?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but her mother, now they're pretty sure that it was a crime scene.
Yeah, they're saying she was taken. Her mother, her 84-year-old mother, was taken from her Arizona home, is what they're saying.
That's nuts.
This is the sheriff is quoted as saying, this is not a dementia-related case. She is as sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
But she is gone.
Goodness me. So
that would be terrible.
It would be. That's got to be just so insane. Your mom's just gone.
Yeah.
So Nancy.
Yeah.
Nancy Guthrie. So she's 84?
84.
And she's just...
And apparently, pretty spry. As according to the sheriff, there's no dementia-related thing here. She's sharp as a tack, he says.
That's insane. And so she is, well, at this point in time, we don't know. I mean, they said that they're treating it like a crime scene, not a, as you say, it was a silver alert. So, taken, too. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos says evidence at the scene indicates she did not leave on her own, and there is evidence of a crime.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
Details.
I mean, when Fox is leading with it, like it's crazy because everybody rallies around each other because, like, this is more important than, the other stuff as far as, politics. But still, just that's so weird. Like, you figure you're targeting somebody. You must know who her daughter is or something.
Could be.
Could be. Crazy. Coming up, we got a lot of stuff still to talk about today. Get into. There's a big loss yesterday, over the weekend, for the Republicans in Texas that shocked everybody. We'll talk a bit about that. Obviously, Epstein stuff come up. We'll talk a bit about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We've got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes and winter storm update. winter storm restoration recovery update, I should say. Governor Lee has posted to social media that more help is on the way for Tennesseans without power. He says Elon Musk and XAI have donated hundreds of generators to help fill the gap. Meanwhile, here in Nashville, a new commission will review NES storm planning and response after widespread outages still in effect. Mayor Freddie O'Connell announcing the move, calling NES communication and restoration timeline, quote, unacceptable. At one point, more than 200,000 NES customers were without electricity. The mayor says the independent review will include the Metro auditor and the ability to hold public hearings. Metro Council member and mayoral candidate, challenger to Freddie, Joy Stiles, is calling for a state audit of Nashville Electric Service after these outages. Stiles says linemen worked tirelessly, but management failed to prepare despite days of warning. She argues Nashville had far too few crews ready compared to other cities hit by similar weather. Stiles says an audit is needed to reveal what went wrong and prevent a repeat. Channel 4's Lauren Lowry says Stiles isn't the only council member wanting action.
A Metro Nashville Council member, Tasha Ellis, filed a resolution demanding accountability from NES. The resolution calls for a formal oversight of NES response to the ice storm. She's calling for a special meeting. She wants NES to fund an independent third-party review.
Nashville General Hospital is offering immediate help for people whose medications were spoiled during these outages. A special clinic operating today until 2 o'clock to assist with insulin and other essential prescriptions. Patients, they say, should enter through the main doors and head toward the internal medicine clinic for check-in. Hospital leaders say the effort's part of their commitment to supporting neighbors still recovering from the storm. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Oh, kids, let me talk to you about my friends over at Beacon Capital Management. They want to talk to you. A lot of you talking about taxes right now. You're talking about healthcare. You're talking about all these things. Beacon can help you with that, including, yes, your retirement, your count. Will you outlive your money? Let Beacon sit down with you, show you what they can do for you. Whether it is your taxes, and they can show you some of the stuff that's available in the One Big Beautiful Bill. There's plenty of stuff available. You'll have a chance to take advantage of it, but you got to know where to look, and you got to know how to do it, because some of these things, they're not going to be around forever. So you got to do it in a smart way and understand exactly what the rules are. Or maybe you need help with healthcare. They can help you with that. Long-term care, wills, trusts, yes, they can do it all. So why not sit down with them, get a free, personalized financial consultation across the board. Maybe you do one of these things. Maybe you need all of these things. Or maybe you just like to get a second opinion on some of the stuff that you've got out there. Let Beacon help you with that. Call them today, 615-488-9303, to get your free, personalized financial consultation. That's 615-488-9303, or online at beaconcm.com. For Beacon Capital Management, this is the paid placement. Da-da-da, da-da-da. So, somebody asked me if I've talked about Moltbook. Do you guys know what that is? So, all of the AIs, they've built their own Facebook for themselves. It's a social network, 1.4 million digital age. They're building their own society because we've never seen this movie where it works out well for us at all. Nobody's ever seen this, but you know what? That worked out well. You know, the machines, they just really were. They were they cared about us. They wanted only what was best for us. Bell, when you get your robot, it'll take that thing down.
I think I'm ready for a Terminator movie to be true.
Dude, I remember I was watching the other day. This came across my feed. When Terminator 2 came out, do you remember, like, was it Jif or somebody came out with silver, like, peanut butter or something?
Wait, the peanut butter is actually colored silver?
It was like you're looking like you're eating lead paint. Oh,
I would have eaten it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I would have tore that up.
So,
Look at this silver peanut butter.
yeah, so. That looks good. Peanut butter's good. That is so. I could sit down with a whole thing of peanut butter and go, I'm just going to eat this tonight.
It's silver.
And it looked creepy. It looked like you were eating
That's
some sort
awesome,
of
man.
stuff you would get at a store where you're doing crafts, you know, like putting together model airplanes and stuff.
So was the peanut butter supposed to be like
Like the Terminator.
the liquid one in a jar?
Yeah.
Oh, please. Get out of that jar and get on that sandwich.
That's it. Get over there. Oh, wow. Look at it. It's now become it. No way. Goodness me. So, yeah. But it was so creepy looking. You're like, there's a portion of me who wants to try it. So I can overcome in my
Absolutely,
mind.
man.
I can overcome in my mind that that's not really silver. And the other part of it is, even if it is.
And if it is, all right.
I'll be mad as a hatter. We'll be fine. Did you guys watch the Grammys?
I did not.
No.
So Cher came out to deliver the big one last night.
Oh, yeah.
This is what she did. So
What was she wearing?
Exactly what you think Cher would wear.
She was in a G-string.
Basically, yeah. So she comes out to deliver the award, but she just got like a Lifetime Achievement Award.
You know, I guess I'm supposed to walk off now. All right. I have to walk off.
She has no idea what she's doing. She just walks off. Like she hasn't told anybody who is getting even nominated.
Yeah.
She's done none of that.
Before you go, Cher. Cher, before you go, could we get you to announce the nominees? I could do it, but it's not the same. I don't have the track record. Welcome back, Cher, everybody.
So she comes back and they're like, okay. So they're like, you can do this. All right. She goes, okay. So she reads the stuff on the prompter and then she stands there
And the Grammy goes to...
just looking. She's got the card.
Oh! They told me it was going to be on the prompter. Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross.
Who? Luther Vandross? It was Kendrick Lamar. The song's called Luther with SZA, which is about Luther Vandross. He did not get it. What with him being dead?
Hey, you can win a Grammy posthumously.
Oh.
How many years?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's rich.
It was.
Lennon and Jim Croce both won Grammys posthumously.
Yeah, but that's not what this was.
Yeah, that's not what this was.
That was
Oh
the
my
name of
God.
the song.
Look at me. Yeah, her face doesn't even move. If I could turn back time. You ever think people get to the point where they've just done so much work? You're like, like I watched the Michael trailer today for the new Michael movie, which actually looks good. I hate to say it. You know his nephew's playing him in the movie? It's his nephew, Jermaine's son. Not Tito. Tito's son don't get nothing. He doesn't even get part of the 5. But I just wonder, do you think you ever get to that point where you've just done so much, right? Where you don't even look, because you could tell like 80% of her's not real. But she had this. She had exactly what she had on, like sheer, with like a G-string.
Oh my goodness!
And she's like wrapped in ribbon, and you're like, okay. And then what's her name? I was just like seeing some of the highlights. Lady Gaga came out and sang, and you know what she looked like? She looked like she was in The Masked Singer.
Well, she always kind of does that.
It was just even for her, it was like over the top.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It was, even for her, I was like,
I do love the lady, though.
I'd like to. She's got so much talent.
She is so talented.
Yes. You know who else is talented? Sia. The one who has the weird, because she's got anxiety.
Yes.
She wears, well, actually, I've seen pictures of her recently where it's just her hair and
Yeah.
she's looking right into the camera.
Yeah, but normally she's got everything over, like her eyes.
Her bangs hang over her eyes. The one side of her wig is white and the other side is black.
Yeah. So, but she's got all kinds of talent too. But I watched none of it, but I watched some of the highlights. I thought, okay, some of them would be interesting. Jelly Roll actually was awesome. He gave.
Way to go, Jelly.
Jelly won. I think it was the contemporary country. I was like the first one. He came out and delivered a hell of a speech.
I know they're going to try to kick me off here, so just let me try to get this out. First of all, Jesus, I hear you and I'm listening, Lord. I am listening, Lord.
Yes, sir.
Second of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife. I would have never changed my life without you. I'd have ended up dead or in jail. I'd have killed myself if it wasn't for you and Jesus. I thank you for that. I thank you for my label, Broken Bow, Country Radio, baby. What's up, dog? Oh, Republic, John Manili, we did it, baby. There was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think I had a chance, y'all. There was days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. There was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible this big and a radio the same size and a 6x8 foot cell. And I believed that those two things could change my life. I believed that music had the power to change my life and God had the power to change my life. And I want to tell y'all right now, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is not owned by one political party. Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus, and anybody can have a relationship with him. I love you, Lord.
And then they pulled him off, and I thought that was awesome. And then afterwards, right?
I mean, is he sure that Jesus isn't owned by a political party?
Oh, I think yeah. One would like to claim so, yeah. So, and but then so you go backstage. You've never been to the Grammys. I've seat filled at a couple of these when I was younger. It's actually fun because my friend Randy, she's the voice of a lot of these things. She used to be. And so she, hey, you come hang out, and then backstage, and I announce, and then if you want to, you can go seat fill. Where if somebody gets up and some of these things, and last night's a little different, but you just sit there, so it doesn't look like nobody's there. So then you go backstage, and all of the writers are there, and they ask you questions, and they ask them about ICE and immigration and whatnot.
That people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium and like I didn't even know politics were real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. Like that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like we're just trying to find a way to survive, man, And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it. Thank you for bringing it up.
So I feel like he's going to give us a song next week.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Go.
And then the thing is, right? So you got to think, okay, where do you live? Country. They're going to expect you to be completely against immigration. But I'm not sure he's going to be because I don't think that's the kind of guy he is. So it'll be interesting. But I have a feeling he's going to say it in a song. As you do.
He's going to piss somebody off, that's for sure.
Everybody gets pissed off. Well, you guys saw that thing I sent you the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That was hilarious. Somebody's very angry. Again, angry. The internet is full of nothing but angry people.
Can't please everybody.
You can't even please. Yeah, you can't please everybody. There's no doubt about that. But it was... and that was about Bad Bunny. And I don't even know where that came from.
Yeah.
But and it was about Don Lemon, because I don't hate Don Lemon enough.
Don Lemon, man.
He got a standing O last night. Greatest thing to ever happen to him. The greatest thing that ever happened to Don Lemon
was getting arrested.
Absolutely. I mean, it gave him street cred for the nerds, all of the MS, NBC crowd and all of those. This gave him street cred big time because now we can go back out there and talk about, look at me. I stood up to the blardy blar. Oh, good. It gave him such street cred. But he was there last night and they gave him, Don, you're the best. You know what Don wouldn't have been? He wouldn't have been on the red carpet.
No.
Because
had that never happened?
Yeah. He would have been there covering it, but he wouldn't have been on the red carpet. Instead, he became a story.
Right.
Yeah, he became a story. And that was not something that you should have done. Man, okay. That you guys did. And now you gave Don Lemonhead.
Lemonhead.
He's still you gave him something. People talking about him on the Sunday shows. Oh, you gave him everything he dreamed of. He thought he was going to be, a peripheral, maybe have 500,000 subs at best, few other things, write for some stuff and, but now put him back in the eye of the storm. Good work, guys. Good
they
work.
might hire him back at CNN.
They
you
might.
Never know.
Or MSN, whatever they called MS Now.
Yeah, MS Now.
MS Now. MS Now or never. Mostly never. You know what you guys are? Tax write-off. We're making so much money for other things. We got to keep MS Now so we can write all this crap off. You guys are the WNBA of news. Chad, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. It's a little bit true. Coming up, the world's biggest rat/groundhog made his choice today.
Yeah, little Punxsutawney Phil.
Little Punxsutawney Phil.
I want
140th appearance.
Yeah.
How does that rat live that long?
I know. He looks in great shape, by the way. So we're going to talk a bit about what did he say? Are we going to have to wear, is it still going to be, is it long pants season or shorts? We'll discuss straight ahead. Chad Mitchell, Super Talk 987. Talk to my buddy today, Zach Aaron. We're talking to, he owns Bulwark Capital. He runs everything over there, chief investment officer. We're talking about the portfolio stuff because he had one of my friend's portfolios, looking through that, and he gives it to everybody. It's a free Know Your Risk portfolio review, goes through it. I said, what are most people's portfolios like? He goes, dude, you'd be surprised. Because every once in a while we run into people, we look at their portfolios and like, you're doing great. And they stick with these people. He goes, a lot of times though, they're in 5 or 6 things. They're heavily loaded up. And if anything goes south, they're in a lot of trouble. And I'm like, What they do over there at Bulwark is amazing. They want to look at your portfolio, give you a second opinion. It's absolutely free. It takes about 30 minutes or so. They're not there to bug you. They're not going to call you on Saturday. They're just going to show you, hey, this is what we do. This is how we go and look at assets globally. And we're not these people who sit around all day and just put you in one little fund here or there. That's not what they're about. It's absolutely free for you. It is a Know Your Risk portfolio review. You can sign up today at knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOWriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisor service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Trek 26351.
A new commission to review Nashville Electric Service and its response to the winter storm. That story and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Ground
I'm better than him. So I'm watching today, and I thought, outside of the movie, I've never really seen it except when they hold it up and go, look, it's the giant platypus or whatever it is. So I watched the whole thing this morning, and I was, first of all, how many people there? Super early, right?
And they're drunk.
They're drunk as a skunk, and it is freezing everybody's breath. I mean, it's just, they're out there partying, music's playing, and they have dancers, like cheerleaders, which is insane, right? And then when they're singing, they were singing, you make me what? The whole crowd's going crazy. There's the Gobbler's Knob or whatever the hell it's called, Hobbler Knob, whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Hobbler Knob.
Whatever, some sort of knobbler thing.
Gobbler's Knob.
Yeah, so it's right there. And behind, they've got this big thing, and they have all of these huge things that are shooting flames like it's become WWE. And then they bring all the guys up to look like, with their top hats, the mortuary guys.
Yeah.
And then and I'd never seen it, so they roll out, and all of them have a funny name. Like, here comes Mr. Sprinkles and stuff like that. So he rolls out the red carpet onto the knob. And then they bring out this chest, and they put it down with 2 scrolls, and they say, they bring him out, and they said, he will decide what it is, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, so let's see what they decided.
It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
Boo. Boo. Shame.
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 Giggity.
The Hobbler's Knob.
Oh, that little fella.
Kind of a fat boy.
Oh, Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, he's a little big. He's a little big boy. He is. But he comes out, and he's like looking around. They're holding him up. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, it's Groundhog Day. It's just an excuse to get drunk in Pennsylvania. Let's go outside and look at the giant beaver. Tell everybody how the weather's going to be.
Giant beaver.
Stupid beaver. He don't know nothing. He didn't even have a meteorology degree. By the way, just to let you guys know, he is he's not even 50-50. He gets it right about 39% of the time. So 61% of the time, he screws up.
It's just a reason to go get drunk.
Drunk, that's all it is. It's a reason to get hammered. Absolutely, 100%. It's a reason. It's stupid beaver. You don't know. We're not even friends anymore. I hate you.
Beaver can't even swim.
You guys are lucky you're not in New York, or Kathy Hochul will send to get you and kill you like they did that other stupid beaver, or whatever it was. With the porno people.
The what?
Remember? That was the when they put the squirrel to death in New York. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And their whole thing was the reason that the neighbors called on them is because they were doing OnlyFans. You can't make this up, people. I love America. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. This is going to be a great day. The beaver says it's going to be cold for the rest of the time. We should cuddle. Hour number 2 straight ahead. Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got a crash on the North Loop. This is going southbound right there at the northern split, and then over by the airport, Murfreesboro Pike at Old Murfreesboro Pike. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell has created a new commission to review NES and its response to the winter storm. The mayor says this commission will have the authority to hold hearings as it examines storm preparation and communication. By the way, still 24,335 NES customers without power. Metro Council member and mayoral candidate Joey Stiles calling out NES leadership, saying untruths were shared about the utility storm response.
Could not sit here for one more day and wait for someone to say, I'm sorry. We'll do better. We let you down. So I'm doing that today. And I promise you that change is coming. Because it has to.
Councilmember Stiles says NES came into the winter storm with only 160 line workers on duty, far fewer than the staffing levels she says was in other states that prepared earlier. She also criticized NES management for not feeding crews or providing enough supplies. NES, by the way, says it now has the ability to let customers know when power has been restored to their homes. The residential service status tracker is at nespower.org. NES says just follow the prompts. Nashville General Hospital is opening a special clinic today for residents who lost medications during this power outage. The clinic will operate for about another hour. It can also help with non-refrigerated prescriptions. Patients are asked to enter through the hospital's main entrance and then check in at the internal medicine clinic. More than 200 workers in Rutherford County could soon be affected by a large-scale layoff. Channel 4 says a newly filed warn notice shows that DLH Solutions may lose its government contract by March 31st. State officials say the contract is expected to transition to a new company. Some employees could be hired by the successor, but others may lose their jobs. And an effort is intensifying to find the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie went missing this weekend. Today, police say there is evidence of a crime.
Nancy Guthrie did not just walk away from her home, according to Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos. He says there is evidence she was taken from her home, that she can't get around well on her own, and that there is evidence at the scene of a crime.
She did not leave on her own. We know that.
He says it's unknown right now if Nancy Guthrie was targeted because she's a mother of Savannah. The FBI is helping look for Guthrie. Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Monday. Sports in the Chad Benson Show, powered by NCA National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. Yeah. A lot of you chiming in still about, interesting about Freddie. So Freddie O'Connell. Freddie there. Oh, Freddie. Are you going to do it, Freddie? Are you going to do something? Yeah, he's doing an EO, executive order. We're going to take a look at all the stuff that's going on here. That's not been going really well for NES.
Well, Mayor Freddie O'Connell says under this executive order to review the city's storm preparation and response, this commission will hold hearings and request assistance from Metro's auditor. Now, the mayor is requesting those initial findings within 6 months. This comes after O'Connell says NES is unequipped to communicate about a crisis after a meeting with NES leaders this weekend. NES has been under scrutiny over the past week as more than 25,000 NES households still remain without power. Now, the mayor went on to say neither the pace of power restoration nor the communications surrounding it has met my expectations. No word yet on who will be on the commission, but we will continue to keep you updated.
And they're going to have hearings where everybody's going to come and be able to yell at them. They were completely... Realistically, they were so unprepared for this. And it's becoming more and more evident of that. Mr. Stiles here, very stylish in this situation.
Sadly, they made several requests of upper management to have additional hands, and they were refused. North Carolina requested 18,000 linemen. Atlanta called in 10,000, and Louisville called in 5,000. How many did we have ready to go on Sunday? 160. That is ridiculous.
You think? I'll remind everybody, 12th largest municipal electricity company, power company in the nation. 160. Who do you got? Bob. Bob's here. Bob can do everything. No, Bob can't. Not by himself, Bob can't. Hell, we can't even get the damn power line off Bell's car. Poor Bell.
It's just incompetence.
It's what it is. It is. It's exactly what it is. And that's what he said, by the way. I said, what I learned today is that NES is unequipped to communicate about the crisis. That's, to me, one of the other big takeaways in all of this is how they were unequipped to communicate with the public. They had no public information officer. Every company has somebody that will take the lead. Public, when you go out and you see, when they go to a press conference, that's the public information officer that's going to lead everything. That's the person that's going to go and do every interview out there, do all of that stuff. And then your CEO comes in or the chief comes in or whatever it is, whether it's, something to do with crime or whatever. They all have a public information. No, they don't. They have no public information officer. So their information rarely got to the public. And when it did, it was that shamble last week that we heard. Right? Where was it? Nashville Strong? I mean, how embarrassing is that?
Nashville Strong and NES stupid.
I mean, how embarrassing is that? And you heard, the linemen and everything. What were they saying? The thing that matters most, which is, we're busting our ass. Why is that? Because we fight like lions. Unfortunately, we are led by donkeys. And that's doing a disservice at this point in time to donkeys. That is. And as of next week, by Monday, 99% of homes will have power restored. What exactly does that look like? I couldn't tell you. Just in time for
and
not
I'll
to
still
watch.
have a live power line on my car.
Yeah, you got that going for you. What day did that happen? Saturday?
Well, it's Saturday, early Sunday morning.
Early Sunday morning. Okay, that happened to you. Early Sunday morning. Bell, here we are. What are we, 8 days into this? Bell's got a power line still in his car. Showed it to us today. Saw an arc today.
Yeah. A couple of little minor explosions on the transformer.
The best thing that can happen for you, dude, is if it does pop off and knock all the power out again, so that way they can come out and fix it.
Yeah, they'll get to it by about the 11th.
So,
I love how they put out the projections of when they expected everything to be fully restored, and it ended at the 8th. That's the latest they thought they would have it done. Now it's maybe the 9th, and it could be the 11th, depending on where you live.
But when you listen to her talk about how many the other states and cities had, thousands upon, we had 160. Let's just say we double that to 320. That is not enough for the size of what we're going. This was always coming at us. It was never, it wasn't going to be, it wasn't a surprise.
You know, and obviously Atlanta's a lot bigger than we are, and they called in 10,000. So let's just say we're, what are we, probably a quarter the size of Atlanta? A third?
Let's see here. Atlanta population, 5 million. And what are we, 2?
Probably around there. So we should have had, theoretically, we probably should have had 3,500.
Yeah, 3,500. So our metro area is 2.15 million. Atlanta's is over 5. So, yeah, we should have had, well, you know what we shouldn't have had? 160. That's what we shouldn't have. Because not only do you make it so everybody else has to suffer, right, all over the place with what's going on, and you're just abject failure. Not only do you have to, but think about the risk you put towards all your men out there busting their ass, the linemen, who are having to work quadruple time because you
in terrible weather,
and conditions, because you failed to have a real plan on something that wasn't a surprise. This was not a surprise. We put together special sounders for it, for God's sakes. We knew it was coming. It went from snowpocalypse to chapass. We knew it was going to arrive, and it did. And now, well, Ken, are they having their press conference now?
Yes, they are. Freddie just said that they have been assured from NES as of this morning there are no further barriers to restoration that they need help from Nashville with. And Mayor is hopeful that at least 99%, as NES puts it, restoration will be accomplished by Monday of next week. Right now, Dr. Adrian Battle with Metro Nashville Public Schools is speaking, and then I think it's going to go back to the mayor, and then there may be a question and answer period.
Do we have any NES people there?
I have not seen any as of yet.
No, I bet.
But they usually give their briefing after the mayor gives his.
Yeah.
So we'll wait around for that, too. So I'm monitoring all this. I'm going to let you boys hear it coming up at 1:30.
Ooh, a lot of good stuff going on there. So we'll keep you abreast of the situation. It's a joke. It's a joke. And the rest of the country saw it too. We were joking earlier. This is the how not to do something. We saw it last year with the fires out in Malibu and everything, and how not to handle business. This was one of those things. This is how you don't do it. You don't do it this way. No, don't do it this way, guys. Don't do it this way. No.
I'd really like to get an estimation from the mayor's office what kind of a timetable we're looking at for Teresa Applin being fired.
Oh,
could we get is that possible?
Yeah. So I always somebody asks a question. Hey, when you say held accountable, heads have to roll with this, right? There's no way people could keep their jobs and not pay this price for it. It's one thing to make a mistake, but this was what is the old saying?
This was incompetence.
Yes. Fail to plan to fail. The plan shouldn't have been that hard. Did you think all the other cities and states were making it up that this thing was coming? Was that what you thought? Sad. Very sad, because how many people lost their lives. Now you've got how many people, too, that are in this position where they've lost food, they've lost medicine. And as Ken said, you're going to be able to get some of that medicine, replaced. But so many people have lost so much stuff. Homes in certain areas have been just decimated because pipes have burst and nobody can get there. It's just a nightmare. A nightmare. And somebody needs to be held accountable. If you had 5,000 workers and they were ready and they were here, and you just couldn't get to it fast enough because of how big it is. People understand that. People do. That wasn't it. And it's evident that this was a miscalculation of epic proportion.
If there was any calculation at all.
You do wonder, it's like, what were you thinking? Did you think that everybody was making it up? I don't know. We'll find out. And we'll find out what, again, the whole Freddie's executive order sounds great. And then there's going to be like a town hall meeting where everybody can come and say their piece. And that's great. But that's 6 months out. You're not dealing with 6 months right now. You're dealing with the fact that you've got to go how many days? We've had several of you chime in today, said you haven't had power for 9 days. People living in hotels.
If they can afford it.
If they can afford it. You might be able to afford it for a day or two. So, if you can. A lot of you guys sending stuff in about the trees. That was the other thing. Somebody said, can you cut trees? In certain areas, I think you can. You're allowed to cut some of your own trees. In other areas, they're very weird, because of the tree huggers. We don't want you to, the aesthetics will make it look bad. Like a bad haircut. But even with that, and that's really what was the big issue for a lot of the linemen that we have talked to, said that it was getting to some of these areas through the amount of down trees. And it was a couple days afterward that TDOT got involved and started going in and cutting some stuff up where they're just like, screw the red tape. We got to get this done. And that's, and even as last week, as Ken's telling us a story about that guy, the tree fell in some dude's yard. And they're like, we can't go on their property. He's not there. He doesn't even live in the house. We can't get a hold of him. Well, the whole neighborhood will have to suffer. This is where somebody comes in and says, you know what, we're gonna take advantage of the fact that he's not here to get this done.
Yeah, you people at NES, go sit in the corner. We'll call you if we need you.
Yeah. Hey, Nashville strong. Douche canoes. It's not very nice, Chad. It's not very nice. Oh, my Lord. If you have no power, let us know. We want to hear from you. If you're out there working, let us know. And again, all of this stuff has nothing to do with the linemen. Has nothing to do with the people on the ground cutting up the trees, taking stuff away. It has nothing to do with the day-to-day functioning. It is you guys have been the lions, the donkeys over there. They're the ones making the big money. They're the ones who they got the nice shirts on, and they're the ones who are paying, going to pay the price.
Golden parachutes when they get fired.
Yeah. I wonder what that looks like. Somebody's got to know her salary. So,
well, that's got to be public since it's a public utility.
Is it? I looked it up. Is it? What do you think her salary would be? I would say, huh?
250?
I would say that. So I would say that it's got to be in and around there. 315 to 350.
I have an idea. I think we should probably take that down to 0.
Yeah.
Get rid of her.
Maybe even higher. So, and I don't know if they get bonuses or anything like that. That is, it's a tough job to lose. But you know what? Again, it's a once-in-a-lifetime storm that's happened 40 times before and may happen again because the groundhog came out and said it's going to be another 6 weeks of winter.
The little beaver.
The little beaver. Or just Buck Tate says, hey, guys, you know what, though? Think about this. If you're the groundhog and they pull you out in front of everybody, that's got to scare the bejesus out of you, right? You're like, what the hell's going on here?
Wonder how many times somebody's been bitten by that little rat.
Dude, when he was in there, I was like, man, at some point, although they show his life, kind of like Uga and all the other ones, the thing is spoiled. He goes from here back to his, he's treated like, king superstar of all the groundhogs. But the little beaver, he's wrong most of the time. That's what I'm telling you guys. So it may not be 6 more weeks of winter. Coming up, more from last night's Grammy. Guess who spoke? Guess who won? Bad Bunny. He spoke. And, yeah. And I'm going to read you an email that I got as much as I can. It's going to be redacted more than half the Epstein files.
Who's it from?
I sent it to you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Bell doesn't know. He's just sitting around here going, I can't get my car. It doesn't move. I can't get my car. Plus, we'll have the latest on what's going on with Epstein. We have a government shutdown, apparently, kind of, sort of, but not really. So we'll figure that one out as well. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys, let's talk about Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Right now, they've got their max discount for the big game coming up. Drake May, more or less, 1 passing yard. Oh! You've already got half your lineup, and I have a feeling that's going to be a winner, so you pick the other half. So a lineup consists of 2 or more players. You're picking based on the projected stats, more or less, and away you go. It's that simple. And they're already giving you one of those legs right there with more or less 1 passing yard from Drake May this Sunday during the big game. You can win big, up to 2,000 times your money. It is simple and easy to do, and you can share what you're doing online. They got all the new social posts and everything you can do. You can see what other people are doing. It is awesome. So what are you waiting for? Go today, download the Prize Picks app, start your winning today, take advantage of the max discount, and when you use my code CHAD and you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups immediately into your account. Win or lose, guaranteed the first go. We've already given you a portion of it, the max discount. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code CHAD to get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call 800-889-9789.
All right, drivers, still got a crash southbound there at the northern split. That's exit 86A and B. Then over by the airport, Murfreesboro Pike at Old Murfreesboro Pike. And I'm going to air some of what Mayor Freddie O'Connell just said at the latest briefing on NES power restoration efforts. That's coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Did no NES anywhere there at all?
Nope. Do not see any NES. This is pretty much all just metro services and community nonprofits who can help people.
Which is good out there. I know last week when it was really bad, you had the Preds open up Bridgestone.
Yep.
You had how many schools? Do we even know how many schools are still without power?
I don't know.
Because I know they resumed trash pickup, kind of like a double run today for some people.
Yep.
So that's good. Getting back to normal is what we're trying to do, kids. Get back to normal. That's what we need. We're going over the nobody knows the bonus structure of how much she's paid, but DaCosta Jenkins, his pay was close to 500. So like in the 350s, plus you get bonus. That's the other thing, man. They get bonuses. All these people get bonuses. When I was a kid, right, if you worked for the city or the municipality, like the public-private thing, the pay wasn't great, right? It was okay, but you were never going to get fired and you get a nice pension.
Right.
Now, you make 5 times what everybody else gets. You can't be fired, and you get a stupid, ridiculous pension.
And you can be incompetent.
You can be. Yeah, you can be. I mean, it's crazy. When you see some of the pay that some of these, people get, and then you go look at in the private sector and the public sector, you go look at what would be the equivalent of what somebody in that position would make. It's nuts. It's crazy. And again, they get bonuses and stuff. I remember with the VA, they're like, we're giving out bonuses. What? You work for government. And by the way, you were horrible at it. That's as bad as the bankers getting bonuses after America bailed them out. Make sure everybody gets their bonus, right? Because, we were doing really good up until the whole thing exploded. I was like the best pilot they have up until the time we smashed into the mountain. But otherwise, I was doing well. Should never get a bonus and a fat pension. Sandra said one of her friends went to work for NES. They went work for the police, double dipped. Have you ever seen that? I had friends who did that. So they'd work for the city or the state. They would retire after like 20 years so they get their full pension or whatever. And California's insane. Los Angeles pays more for people who do not work than actually work for the city. So then what would happen is they save up all of their vacation days and they add that to their salary. So they're making more money at retirement. Then they go and they wait like 3 months and then they go and get another job for the state or the city, getting 6 figures again. So they're double dipping, getting a second pension. Nice. That is insane. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely. But you know what? I don't hate the player, baby. I hate the game. Take advantage of it if you can. But there should be some people held accountable for this. And there's going to be lawsuits. That's the other side of it. Think about all the lawsuits and the stuff that's coming from this. Because there is.
Well, I think, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I thought I read that there are state limitations on how much you can sue a utility for.
Probably. But that might be for damage to property. What about if somebody died? Something of that nature? I don't know. I'm sure there is, kind of like insurance when they go through the little actuary thing saying, all right, you lost a digit, so this is what your digit counts for, probably. But there was a guy texting me last week. He said, we went and finally had to get all the trees off of our property. And he goes, that cost me. And he goes, we do not. We have, we got some money. We're not starting, but that cost us $20,000. That's a lot of money. That is. To get something that, okay, you should be expected to do some of that. But if you're also impeded from doing some of that and you have to do it fast so you can get your power turned back on, that's frustrating. Absolutely. And they're going to raise rates.
Of course, they're going to have to pay for those lawsuits.
They're going to pay for all the lawsuits. All of the lawsuits. There's a plenty of them out there. All right, coming up, a bunch of stuff. We didn't talk about Epstein. We'll talk a little bit about that. Obviously, government shutdown. There's some immigration. Bad Bunny gave a speech last night because he won everything. And, you got to see the email that was sent to me. I shared it with the guys. It's insane. Some of you, not well. I'm just saying that.
Not well at all.
Not well at all. You need to calm the blank down is what I'm saying. Jeff Benches, Super Talk 99.7.
1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Right now, NES still showing 24,272 customers without power from the winter storm now 9 days ago. Mayor Freddie O'Connell, other Metro officials giving a briefing on the effort to restore everyone's power, also the resources for those who are still in the cold. Here's what he said.
NES assured us that there are no further barriers that Metro can clear to speed up restoration of power, and they've given us reason to hope, with hundreds of additional line workers arriving over the past 24 hours to join the restoration effort.
Yeah, NES says it should have at least 99% of its customers fully restored next Monday. Mayor O'Connell says a commission he has created with an executive order will dig into what went wrong.
The commission will have 9 members, including 7 who are community leaders or experts in utility infrastructure, emergency response, and crisis communications. Vice Mayor Henderson and Metro Council President Pro Tempore Delicia Porterfield will be commission members, and my office will appoint the rest in the coming days, including the chair.
Mayor says this commission will have the authority to hold hearings and subpoena as it examines storm preparation and communication. Metro Council calling a special joint meeting next week. This is the Metro Council calling this special joint meeting next week. They want to review communication breakdowns during the recent winter storm. The meeting's going to bring together the Public Health and Safety Committee and the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Council leaders say they want to better understand Metro's emergency protocols and identify ways to improve communication with residents. This session set for Tuesday of next week at 5. It'll be open to the public. And Nashville General Hospital stepping in to help people today replace medications that went bad. The hospital hosting a clinic for about the next half an hour, actually next hour until 2 o'clock. I'm sorry, that's half an hour until 2 o'clock to assist anyone who lost refrigerated prescriptions or other essential medications. Those who attend should bring a photo ID, insurance card, and a list of the current medications. And anyone else needing assistance is invited to call 211 or go to nashville.gov. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Our low temperatures will remain around freezing. Be sure to catch a weather update on the free WSMV4 weather app.
It is February. Love is in the air, and Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is sweetening the season with a Valentine's Sweetheart Deal giveaway. So check this out. New customers, when you join the yearly Beehive membership anytime in February, you're automatically registered to win Sweetheart Deal giveaway. So one lucky winner is going to enjoy an exclusive relaxing massage from Third Coast Salt, Wilson County's best. Oh, that sounds like fun. And a $100 Visa gift card for a romantic dinner for 2. All right, so tune in. Live drawing February 13th on Facebook Live. In A Tennessee, when the storms hit, Busy Bee has your back. Storm focused savings, ready to protect your home right now. Right now, 40% off. Whole home surge. All right, so the surge protector with repairs. Take $500 off with whole home water repipes as well. And don't forget the Busy Bee favorite 93 or free mainline clog promotion. If they can't clear it, you do not pay. So don't wait. Call Busy Bee today, 615-775-7833, 615-775-7833, or check them out online at busybeehvac.com. Not everybody's thrilled with a committee to talk about a board. People want action. It's the problem with, bureaucracy. It's a perfect example. Everybody wants action, and we get it. But the way that it works a lot of times is, we're going to have a study about a study to talk about a study that we did that's a study, and in 5 years we'll have a plan. And by then, everybody has moved on. And it sucks that it's that way, but it's the reality of modern-day politics is paralysis by analysis. Everybody knows, right, what went wrong. It's to what extent what went wrong. How much did they really fail on the inside? It's that kind of stuff. But putting together a committee, it's because we want answers today. And a lot of times we don't get answers the way I think people want, which is quick, because we got issues going on now. And we live at a time where we have a limited, and I do mean a limited attention span. We live in a TikTok society. And we want it now. Give it to us now. Last night, Bad Bunny won the, okay, Bell, album of the year, song of the year. What's the difference?
Well, album of the year is the full length.
Okay.
And the song is specifically, record of the year is for the producer, and song of the year is for the writer.
Okay. So that's what I mean. Record of the year, and so the album is everybody, right? Like if you worked on the album or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So like the producers and stuff get up there. Yeah, it's great.
It's
mostly the writers.
It's mostly the producer.
Okay.
Person who produced the record. Song of the year is the people that wrote it.
Okay. See, it's so confusing. And the person who sings it gets nothing?
No, that's not correct.
That would be the artist. You'd be the artist of the year, right? At that point.
I'd have to go back and look.
It's so damn cute. Have you ever been to one of those?
No. No desire to go.
They
to
would
one
give
of
you
those.
anyways because you can't get out of your house because the whole thing with the. But Bad Bunny won last night. Wore a tuxedo.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out. We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans. Also, I want to say to the people, I know it's tough to know, not to hate on these days. And I was thinking, sometime we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. So please, we need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love. We don't hate them. We love our people, we love our family, and that's the way to do it, with love. Don't forget that, please. Thank you.
So a big week for him because he's going to be hosting the halftime show. A lot of people I saw freaking out about that last night. So I got an email from somebody on Friday, and I sent it to the guys. I'm like, you guys got to see this. This is the kind of cuckoo-ness I get. So this is pretty. I'm going to try to get through it without without getting Bell's finger broken from dumping it. Hey, homo. That's how it starts out. That's about as good as it gets. Okay? Getting excited for the Super Bowl halftime show? Can't wait to hear that beep that pushes your beep in. Sing. I heard you play a clip of AOC talking the other day about Trump being a dictator. Never did, by the way. And blah, 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 blah. Now, how 2 peaceful protesters have been killed in Minneapolis and a bunch of other blanking, and you agreed with her. What the blank is wrong with you? Just goes to show you're even more of a blanking special needs than she is. I bet you listen to blah, another bad word salad, and your mind is blown too, right? I know for a fact that you are talking blank about one of your other things, and then you can see he called Don Lemon the N-word and then a gay slang for getting arrested because he boo blanking who. He is innocent too. Blank your bitch ass once again. And then he says, go Aaron Bushnell yourself, you liberal blank head, blankety blank.
What the hell is that?
He, by the way, Aaron Bushnell, he lit himself on fire. I'm only guys. So that's what he wants me to do. It's a good person right there. God bless you, sure. First of all, I never played AOC on anything.
No,
I don't.
So there goes his credibility right
out the window. I'm like, are you sure you're talking to me? Right? Are you sure you're talking to me? Oh, no. But, and by the way, I know you're a good person. It's just, why the anger? Oh, he's going to play the Super Bowl. Who cares? What do you care? I watched the game. That's it. I watched the game. That's it. I don't watch the halftime. The only halftime show I've watched in the last, 15 years was Snoop Dogg. I was pretty pumped about Snoop, right? I grew up there, Snoop and Dre and all of them. I was pumped about that. Outside of that, I don't watch any of that stuff. That's not the demo. I'm not their demo anymore. I'm an old guy. I'm not their demo. They want 25, was it like 18 to 34-year-old women is what they focus on. Bad Bunny's going to bring it. Whatever. If it was Taylor Swift, I wouldn't watch that either. Who was it after? Because I remember, when was Boobgate? Nipplegate. How many years?
Early 2000s?
Yeah. I didn't even remember. I mean, I didn't even see it. And then it became, okay, we're going to have old guys come out, right? Because we don't want somebody else's boob coming out. Because we can't have that. But the hatred for this. And the same people, it's like, you guys do get it's a business, right? The goal is to what? To expand your business. They announced today they're going to be playing in Paris next year. It's the first time. They're going to have the Saints there because they got the fleur-de-lis. They're going to have the Saints. I don't know who they're playing, but they're going to be playing in Paris. The goal is to expand the sport. And you do that by what? Giving them what people who don't follow the sport look for. It's like the same people who, I have friends who only turn in for the commercials, which is going to be something we're talking about tomorrow. So, but sir, I thank you very much for your email. It was a solid email. A little unhinged. God, people are unhinged. I'm telling you. They're so unhinged. If you disagree with me, like we're getting ready to do our curling thing, come out with us. Come hang out with us. I'll buy you a beer. We'll talk. You find out, oh, well, we kind of agree about a lot of things. Maybe we'll curl, right? Because curling, Ken and I are curling. And we're going to curl. When did the Olympics start? Is it tomorrow, I think?
I thought they already started.
No, the opening ceremonies, I think, are Friday or Saturday. But the Olympics, because there's team things that take longer, so they, I think, kick off here in the next day or so. What would be the Olympic sport you think we could do?
The three of us?
Yeah. See, because I could look at archery, you could look at shooting, right? That stuff they got, but there's not a lot on the because it's kind of the white people.
I could be on the Olympic TV watching team.
They have one of those? I'd be good at that.
Well, if I'm going to join.
I don't think I could do. No, I don't know if I could do curling. I'm going to find out. I could say I'm going to do it, and then we're going to go out the tee line, and we're going to find out, I'm not very good at this. No. I'm going to get a brush.
I'm sorry, I just can't take a sport seriously if it uses a broom.
That's not very nice.
I'm sorry.
You should hear what he says. He goes, that's a woman's sport right there.
Never said it.
Right in there. He goes, normally what happens is they push that plate all the way down into the dishwasher.
I never said that.
No.
Never came out of my mouth.
It would, but I don't like, because the summer games, I'm always like, okay, I could try archery. Right? I mean, Gina Davis, didn't she make the archery team? I think she did. I could try that. Shooting. I've shot before, but
Gina Davis, the actress?
Yeah. I think she was a U.S. archer. Let's see if that's true. U.S. archery. Yep. She competed. She made it to the finals of the U.S. 2000 Olympic team. I don't think she made it, but she did. She took it serious. Good for her. She placed 24. She didn't qualify for the team, but she was a wild card entry. So for for the Sydney games. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, I think maybe that. But I look and I'm like, I'm not going to do skull. You know what that is? They're not even pretending in some of those things. They're just lie on your back. We're going to shoot you down this giant mountain here, right? It's just like it's like an ice hockey rink, but it's a tube. You're going to have fun.
Kind of like a luge?
Yeah, but skull is the one man, I think. Where you slide. And there's virtually, you have nothing. Nothing. And then they've got bobsled. Bobsled looks fun, though. I'd like to try it once. I think that'd be cool.
I don't know, man. The speed some of those guys get up to is a little nerve-wracking.
Pretty interesting. So, but I don't know what else. I mean, I don't know. I'm never doing cross-country skiing. That's like the hardest thing to do against your body. So when I look out there, and I don't know
I'll
what
do
else.
across the living room to the kitchen.
And skis? That'd be great.
Why not?
That'd be great. So pretty excited about that. So we got a lot of stuff happening. Cool Runnings. I remember that. Do you remember the movie Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
About the Jamaican bobsled team?
Yeah.
Jamaican. Steve can curl a 12-ounce beer. Curling's a real man sport. So he is American, yes. He is American. Bad Bunny is American. He's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So I can't take anything someone named Bad Bunny says. Of course, that's their names, for God's sakes. The kneeling killed the NFL. What?
Bad Bunny is no worse or better a name than Meatloaf.
Yeah, do you like Meatloaf?
So many music names are just absolutely stupid when you think about them in context. Like the Rolling Stones. That's a dumb name until it becomes the brand for the band.
The Beatles isn't even a good bug.
Yeah. Fleetwood Mac. They just took their last names and smashed them together.
Yeah.
That's creative.
It really isn't creative. You're right. But bad, like everybody's got their like fake names. Like, what's his name? There's a couple guys out there that, you know, it's like they have regular names, like Donald Glover. But then his other name is what? What's his rapper name? I like him.
Crap, what was it?
Donald Glover. Oh, Childish Gambino.
Yes.
So that's his, like, he doesn't even pretend anymore. Jay-Z. You think that's his real name? Like, his last name is Zinsmeister? Zebrano? No, it's not. Just saying. Some of your text coming up. The Rat spoke today. He's going to tell us how cold it's going to be. We'll touch a little bit on that as well. A bunch of other stuff. Straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. All right, guys. My friends over at Omaha Steaks have something for you right now. Start the year strong. Lots of protein. Premium portion proteins from Omaha Steaks. You're going to get tons of energy, completely satisfied. Fuel your routine with the premium prepackaged protein delivered to your door from Omaha Steaks. This is everything. The steaks, the gourmet burgers, the chicken, the pork, you name it. They have it all. Unmatched variety, high-quality proteins that everybody loves. And right now, you're going to save an extra $35 when you go to Omaha Steaks and use my code Benson at checkout. $35 off. So these are if you're out there and you're thinking, I'm changing my ways, I'm trying to eat better, I want more protein, they're going to deliver you the best in protein. It is 5 generations, uncompromising quality, 100% money back guarantee. Remember, they're America's butcher since 1917. So you get the mouth-watering burgers, the chicken, the pork, the seafood, and yes, those incredible steaks right now. So what are you waiting for? Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com. And when you check out, you're going to get $35 off at checkout when you use promo code Benson. That's OMAHA steaks.com. Use promo code Benson. Terms apply. See site for details.
All right, drivers, we got stuff in the way. First, a crash in Rivergate, 65 southbound after Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. Then a crash 24 eastbound near Murfreesboro Pike, Antioch Pike at Harding Pike. Coming up here, Mayor Freddie O'Connell respond to the question about the NES CEO being granted a 10% raise and whether NES rates are going to go up to pay for the power restoration effort from the winter storm. That's coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That is spicy, my friends. Jeff Benson Show, powered by NCA, National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. All this going on. We have a government shutdown again.
The package would fully fund the Pentagon,
He said
HHS,
package.
the Departments of Labor, Transportation, and Education through the end of the fiscal year, but only provide 2 more weeks of funding for DHS. Last Friday, it passed the Senate 71-29, but it could prove much trickier to pass in the House, with conservative Republicans and progressive Democrats indicating they're not on board.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to play this one here. I think they'll get something done. So Mike Johnson says they might have a chance to vote on it tomorrow so that everybody gets paid. And then they're going to keep funding for 2 weeks and try to figure something out when it comes to DHS and ICE. But you know where the Democrats are on this, and the Republicans aren't willing to give either. So what we're going to have, I don't think we'll have a big one again. I don't know if they can afford it. I don't know. By the way, as we're talking about the music names, everybody's all, what about Jelly Roll?
Yeah, when you think about that without adding the music context to it, it's a stupid name. But now the guy is so popular that when you think of Jelly Roll, you're not thinking of a bad dessert food. You're thinking of this great singer.
Yeah, you're Post Malone. Right?
Yeah, that's a stupid name too.
Yeah. I think he got it from one of those rap generators, if I'm correct. He went and he's like, what should my name be? And it's like Post Malone. He's like, okay.
I'll take it.
Oh, that isn't funny. Oh, I would be DJ Donut, by the way, because I like donuts. So I do. I love it.
I do too. I like them too much.
I'd love me some Donies. I'm not going to lie to you on that one. Post Malone, his real name is Austin Richard Post. I like Post Malone.
I do too.
You
He
know
seems
what?
like a cool dude.
Whenever I see him and there's kids in public, he will take pictures and sign things. And I always find that to be awesome. You know, and I saw Billy, what's his name?
From where?
What?
From where?
From Landman.
Oh, Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. Talking about, people ask him all the time, all the other stars, why do you sign everything? He goes, because those are the people that keep my lights on.
Yep.
Keep my family fed. That's why. That's why I do it.
That's a pretty good reason.
That is a damn good reason, right? That is a damn good reason. Coming up, man. Ooh, I'm interested to hear this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. And, of course, as we all know, guys, there's going to be we're going to have a committee. We're going to have a committee first to decide what our committee should look like. Then we're going to have a committee that will name our committee. We're going to have that. And then once that happens, we're going to listen to all sides. And then that committee will convene to another committee. And then we'll have more committees. And while all of that's going on, nothing will get done. So Ken has the latest of the chaos that is NES and the press conference today. Because even Freddie, Mayor Freddie, is like, I'm done. Done with this. Is he really? Talk about it straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Right now in Nashville, NES is reporting 24,095 customers still without power from the winter storm 9 days ago. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says as of today, NES tells his office that the company no longer needs help clearing barriers to restoring everyone's power. But Mayor O'Connell says they're ready to step back in if they need that help. And O'Connell has signed an executive order creating a commission to review NES response to the winter storm.
The commission will have the power to conduct hearings and request assistance from the Metro Auditor. They'll have investigative powers, including the ability to compel the attendance of witnesses and the production of records pertinent to the investigation of any hearing, and to administer oaths to witnesses.
Now, Channel 4's Jeremy Finley questioned Mayor O'Connell on the NES CEO being granted a 10% raise by the board that governs the company in November. Also, whether NES customers' rates are going to go up to pay for restoration.
The CEO of NES was approved for a 10% pay increase in November. Do you believe anyone from NES management should resign as a result of how this was handled?
This is going to be ultimately a question for the NES board, where we've only had 2 appointments this term. We're going to put plenty of after action into this. The commission we're announcing today, I know for the NES board will want to review their own performance for this. I think in the middle of the crisis, we're focused on getting power restored, and when we get there, we'll start to ask a lot more questions.
Will NES customers ultimately have to pay more on their bills to pay for this storm?
I've gotten no indication of that, but I think there are also a lot of things about the disaster recovery process that they'll have to go through. But right now, we've not had any indication that this would result in a jump in bills.
Now, in addition to this new commission that the mayor is forming, 2 Metro Council committees are going to meet jointly next week to investigate what went wrong, and reports say that NES will take part. Meanwhile, a WARN notice, or Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification, has been filed with the state that says more than 200 workers with DLH solutions may be impacted by early spring. This company says a government contract it currently manages is transitioning to another provider. So whether those employees keep their positions will depend on the successor contractor's hiring decisions. And an effort is intensifying to find the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie went missing this weekend. Today, police say there is evidence of a crime.
Nancy Guthrie was reported missing from her Tucson area home on Sunday. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos says evidence at the scene indicates she did not leave on her own, and there is evidence of a crime. Teams have been looking for her for the past day.
They worked tirelessly all day yesterday and all day tonight. All day yesterday and all last night to no avail.
Nanos is asking the public to help find Guthrie, saying there are concerning indicators of what happened at the crime scene. He says they are relying on technology to help find Guthrie. Alex Stone, EBC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
second half of your day.
It's the Chad Benson Show.
On Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
This portion of the program is brought to you by NCA, powered by them. National Certified Alarms and Long-Term Contracts, license number 645. Cold out there still, ugly out there still, but not what it once was.
When the weather weathers, we weather the storm, bringing you fast and accurate Chapass reports with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver. Now it's time for the Chapass Report.
Tell us about the Chappin' Ken.
Chapass Report.
Boys, compared to last week, it is downright balmy out there in Nashville right now. I am showing 47 degrees at Nashville International Airport. Wind chill's only 45. Now, we're going to dip down to 29 degrees tonight, but we're going to be right back up in the 40s tomorrow. And a good thing, too, because it's going to rain.
No!
Yes, sir. We're going to have rain tomorrow, and that's going to linger into tomorrow night. And that's going to do away with a lot of this lingering ice. Fortunately, it's going to be well above freezing tomorrow. 48 will be the high. The low tomorrow night, 31. But it looks like the rain will have ended by the time we dip back down to freezing. Then the rest of the week, chilly nights, but relatively speaking, compared to last week, balmy days. High of 37 tomorrow. High of 38 Thursday. Get this on Friday. Mostly sunny and 55 degrees on Friday.
Get out of town. That's Speedo weather.
Yes, sir.
That is Speedo weather. Well, I don't even know how our weather could be this way. Because the rat said that we have 6 more weeks of hell.
Yeah. Little Punxsutawney Phil.
It's what he did. He came out today and said, "Oh, you guys suck, man." Whatever he sounds like. I don't know. He sounds like it's a rat. So
Are we sure he's not just a big beaver?
He might be. He's whatever he is. I think he's put on a few lbs. Phil, you're looking rather comfortable there is what I'm trying to say. So the press conference today, they hit Freddie with the money thing.
Yeah.
Or 10% raise, but then they want to know, are prices going to go up? No, look. Prices go up. It's part of inflation. It's part of life. Cost of doing business. It's hard to look at your people straight in the face, though, after this debacle and say, yeah, prices are going up.
Yeah. Yeah, Freddie said that would be something that, the board that governs, well, on the issue of the CEO's salary increase, that will be something that the board, he says, will be looking at. And the board will actually be looking at itself, too, from what he said. And as far as any rate increases, Freddie says that he hasn't seen or heard any indication of a rate increase as a result of the winter storm.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. Because,
just haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah, because this could have been, planned, several weeks ago, as far as the rate increase, right? And they were going to bring it up to us, but that was before they dropped the ball.
Yeah, Teresa Applin's 10% increase needs to be 100% cut.
Yeah. I just, and so many of you have chimed in about how much money you think she makes. Again, if you do a job and you do it well, I don't think people have a problem with what people make. It is when you do a job and then you come out and you tell everybody all of the things that you kind of told everybody about how poorly, first of all, the fact that Freddie comes out and goes, you guys don't know how to communicate. Okay? I mean, I've seen a lot of Freddie's, he goes out and he handles his press conferences. He's not dazzling. And for him to come out and go, yeah, you guys suck at this because you failed. You failed in such an insane way. We were going over earlier today. So what Atlanta had how many, Ken? Was it like 12,000, 15,000?
Yeah, according to council member and a mayoral candidate, Joy Stiles, she says Atlanta had at least 10,000 line crews ready to go, and that North Carolina had beefed up to 18,000. Now, I don't know if that's statewide or if maybe she meant, just individual cities, but she said North Carolina had 18,000.
Wow. Well, still.
We had, NES had, according to council member and mayoral candidate Joy Stiles, 160 linemen ready to go.
Good God. Let's see here. I'm going to go over the numbers. We were short. A little bit. Again, to remind everybody, we're on day 9 of Bell Watch, where Bell's car is sitting there.
Hasn't moved. I'm afraid to touch it. Live wire on it.
Live wire. And Ken was pointing out there are cars out there that the live wires cut through their cars.
Yeah, I saw a news report yesterday morning. I want to say it was News Channel 5 that they interviewed some people who have a hot line on their car, and this thing melted off their door handles, and it looked like a cartoon. It had just burned through the car.
Like somebody took
somebody took a saw to it.
Now that all the ice has melted off of the branches and everything, there was a barbecue right outside of our porch, and it's like you have the door of the barbecue and then the car, and the tree mostly landed on the barbecue, crushed the living hell out of it, and the rest of the smaller branches ended up on my car. But it crushed the barbecue out of existence.
Did your neighbor, a lot of that was on your neighbor's side too, right? Did he lose any part of his house or anything?
No. Everything that he had fell into our yard.
So, and Ken, you were pointing out, by next week, in theory, by next Monday, 99% will be back up and running.
That's what they say.
There are still people, though, I'm sure they've run out of money. They can't stay at hotels anymore. They've lost all their food. You're talking about the medicine today, but I think that was up until 2:00, right?
The Nashville General Hospital was going to help people with any refrigerated prescriptions that they need replaced and other prescriptions too, but that was only until 2:00.
That is, it just sucks. I mean, it absolutely sucks. It's how bad people can accept a situation that is out of their control, right? They can accept that. And if you're up there and you're front with them and you talk about it, what they can't accept is what we got last week, right? I've been fortunate. I've worked for some really great people, and I played sports at a pretty high level, and I had amazing coaches. And everybody knows there's some who are just awful at their gig, and you're thinking, how did you get this gig? And as if you didn't know what was coming. And that was my big thing. It was, stop saying how unprecedented thing was. That was their big thing last week.
Repeated people on the text line have talked about how 94 was much worse than this.
Now, I wasn't here for 94. Neither was Ken, because we were too busy running wild in the West, Ken.
Yeah, we were way out west.
I was, but I can't remember it.
No, you'd been in Iceland, so you've already, everything was icy, so it was all good.
I was getting married in 94.
I was getting ready for the World Cup.
That lucky lady.
Yeah, that lucky lady. How about those, that lucky lady? So, yeah, you weren't thinking about ice. You were thinking about big storms. Where were you? Were you in?
I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I was thinking about tornadoes. I was actually chasing them in 94, too.
Oh, see, there's an unprecedented thing. Tornadoes are coming. You get ready for it, but you don't know where it's going, right?
Right.
That's the whole thing with a tornado. It could, how many times have we seen 8 houses completely destroyed, 4 houses totally fine?
Yep.
You're like, what the hell happened?
Right next to each other.
Right next to each other. You have no idea. Zero idea. You've even seen it with big fires, right? Where fires burn down all the neighborhood, but 3. You don't know why, right? This was not that. This was 2,000 miles. I want everybody to understand. This went from the parts of the Southwest all the way out here and then came down from the Midwest, and they smashed into each other. This was not something that was like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. I was shocked to find out the cold weather was here. I mean, what really, if I'm a meteorologist, which we're not, I'd be pissed. I was like, you guys didn't listen to us at all? You didn't pay any attention? You had 160 linemen? Even if you double that. We were going over, Ken, earlier. So Atlanta's about double our size, give or take. And they had that many. We had 160.
They had 10, what was it, 10,000?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We had 160. Even if you triple it, still wasn't enough. You should have had 3,500 to 5,000. Why is it that other cities could prepare for it and had things ready? What exactly didn't you have ready? And I tell you what, I want to look and see who those contractors are. Who are the people that you contracted with? How do you know who they are? Are they friends of yours? Families of yours? You know how it works. It's all skeezy. I'm not saying it is, but it's worth a look. It is. And, of course, I know they're getting all together. They're going to convene a meeting of meetings where they all convene, and then they're going to have a group that gets together, and then we'll have a third-party, independent group that will come in and look at everything. All you have to look at is that press conference last week. That's all you have to look at. You have no public information officer that comes out and tells everybody what's going on. Zero. And then you came out, and old Brett there, he about crapped the bed, didn't he? Mr. Baker, are you okay? Sure.
Having a stroke.
Sure, are you okay? His eyes got so big. Ken's all laughing because he's all screaming, I was at college. It's not a good look. It's not. Those of you who plan to fail to plan.
They showed absolutely no reason to have confidence in them.
No, they didn't.
And when you're in that position of leadership, one of the things people want to see is you being confident in your position.
Yeah, leaders lead, right? You take advantage of the opportunity put in front of you to be a leader, because a lot of times you're pushing papers, you're not out front of the public. Okay, I get that. That's why you have a PIO, somebody who does deal with it. But then you take absolute accountability for what was going on. Why did you schedule Silver? You know who he reminds me of? Okay, you know who she reminds me of? Larry from Jaws. You're still trying to save the summer, lady. Remember Larry? He's all sitting there when we're going to hire Quint. We're going to go out. We're going to kill that big shark. And he's like, 4th of July, 4th of July. No, it's too late, Larry. It's too late now. Too late. You failed. You failed. And then Belle shows me today this. What was it, Belle? There was some sort of like, she's trying to look like she's shivering in some sort of control room.
Oh, yeah. She did a video for NES's socials. And she was wearing basically, I don't know what kind of jacket it's called, but she had a long sleeve zip up jacket on, and it kind of gave off the vibe like, yeah, I'm cold too. I'm trying to stay warm too. And then if you look down off to her right on the bottom floor, there's a employee for NES sitting at his desk with a short sleeve shirt on.
Nashville strong. Again, you don't get to say that. All right, coming up, Puxatawny Phil says, hey, it's going to be cold. Talk about that. Should we believe the rat? Is that a rat? Is that what Bill Murray called him?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Also, Savannah Guthrie's mom. So, on the Today Show and everything, looks like she was kidnapped, taken. It's a bizarre story. Talk a little about that as well. She's got some Epstein stuff, some text coming in about Epstein, Todd Blanche. Talk about that as well. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital is awesome. They want to help you when it comes to your portfolio. They would love to give you a free, not going to cost you anything, review of your portfolio. It's a know your risk portfolio review. They'll go through it, talk about all the things going on in their world, how they work, low risk, lower cost, lower volatility, what they can do to help you. Doesn't cost you anything. And a lot of times when I was talking to my buddy Zach today, I said, what do you see mostly in a lot of these things? He says, a lot of people are just, they're in a few things and that's it. And if some of those things, AI and some of that stuff goes sideways, it's going to get ugly for them. And there's really kind of at the top of all of these things, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to get a second set of eyeballs on what Bulwark does. This is what I want you to do. It's a Know Your Risk review. Doesn't cost you anything. You go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, sign up today. They're going to share what they're all about, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. How can they give you the most upside potential? They look as a global kind of way that they invest across many different assets, not just we stick it in stocks. It is different the way that they handle stuff. So sign up today. Free Know Your Risk portfolio review. KnowYourRiskPodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisors serve as author Check Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Check 26351. I'll talk to you about, friends, our USS ready to help you. You guys know what's going on out there, especially many of you who are struggling as you're trying to dig out of this nightmare. And now you may be thinking, uh-oh, do I have some issues with my crawl space? Is there some water that got in places? There was a pipe that burst. All of those things, USS has you covered, guys. You know, we had them on. They've been telling you how to prepare for these kind of stuff. They've been telling you what you need to do. And right now, quick call to USS can help you with all the structural issues you may have, especially when it comes to things like basement. Yeah. Is it wet? Your crawl space, is it wet? Some of those other areas where you just didn't think it was going to be a big deal and it became way bigger than it should have. USS is there to help. So call them right now, okay? 615-488-7855. They're experts. They're going to find out why all these things went crazy and how they can help you. And we know there's going to be another one or two of these things probably, so why not get yourself ahead of it all with a little prevention? They're not going to charge you anything to come out and take a look. Call United Structural Systems now, 615-488-7855. Check them out online at ussTN.com. At USS, they're more than waterproofing. They're committed. They're trustworthy. They are USS.
All right, drivers, we've got some crashes getting in the way right now. This one involves injury at 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. Another one 65 southbound right after Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, exit 95. And then a crash 24 eastbound there near Murfreesboro Pike. Mayor Freddie O'Connell has ordered an investigation into how NES prepared for and responded to the January winter storm. I've got some more audio from this afternoon's briefing, and wait till you hear what the Metro Water Services Deputy Director had to say about your water service. That's coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, my God, it's all happening. I wonder what that guy had to say. Did he say this?
Round the hog.
Those people were so drunk today.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's so different the way that, because we're not built for all the cold stuff that came through and everything. They're out there. It's like zero. They're absolutely gripped. You can see some people are hammered. It's 6 a.m. They're like, let's get the rat out. We'll have some fun. It was hilarious. So Puxatani rolls on out, as he does. He had a few, too. I could tell he tossed a couple back. And being the meteorologist that he is, delivered his true statement of what he thinks is going to happen.
It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
So there you go. Chief meteorologist. Somebody says, stop making fun of Bucky. The groundhog. So 6 more weeks. And you guys, he is right 39% of the time. You know, that'd be great. If you're playing baseball, you're hitting 390, you're doing well. If you're picking the weather, 50-50, which is still right more than NES has been right. A lot of you chiming in about NES. I didn't know they have 1,000-person workforce. They kind of cap it at that. I did not know that. I'd heard a couple times some people say that, and they don't even have 1,000 right now. So, and a lot of you are also asking questions about NES when it comes to the linemen. Why wasn't there more contracted linemen? I think that's the question that everybody wants to know, right? I mean, if you've got 5,000 linemen and they can't get the job done because of, you know, just the enormity of the job, and you're trying to bring more people in and you're prepared for it, that happens. But when you have 160, that's where the swing and the miss comes from. That's where it comes from. And that's why people are pissed and angry. No doubt about that. We're going to get to some of the stuff, you know, we haven't got to. You know, the government shutdown. Who cares about that? They're not really. How long are they going to be shut down for? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow they vote on something, kick it out 2 weeks, get the rest of the government funded for the rest of the year. Maybe that gets done. And then they fight over DHS and ICE and all that stuff. But, yeah, I was surprised this weekend that there wasn't as much talk about the Epstein files as I thought there would be. First of all, they got away with it. However you think about stuff, they kind of got away with it. I mean, you know, you can't have over, 12 or 1,400 people come forward, young women, and not think that they got away with it when the only people that were prosecuted was Giselle. Was it Ghislaine? Ghislaine? I always call her. You put an S in there, I'm going to say it. Ghislaine and Jeffrey. That was one of the things this weekend that was in one of these things. Apparently they, you know, did he try to escape? Did he use some sort of magical powers? And that he was really murdered. It was a fake. Because you're going to hear all that stuff. But I think it's a fair question to ask because Todd Blanche came out, and on Friday when he delivered this with a straight face, it was kind of, I'm sorry, it's, you know, what he said was just crap. It was. There's just no way. I'm sorry. There's just no way in hell that the only person outside of Ghislaine and potentially Jeffrey to pay any price for this was Prince Andrew, who's now whatever he is, Lord Sandwich.
And he was punished by his own family, not by any government institution.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, the Brits are trying to make him come over here and testify before Congress. Because there was more that came out in this, you know, about him. So we're talking a little bit about that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. The Olympics kick off this week. We're trying to figure out what's going to be our Olympic sport. We're trying to figure luge, skeleton, so all these things that are different, none of which, like all of us here, you know, Ken, Bell, and I, we're good at just laying down, right? Like we could do that. It's the 100 miles an hour with our, you know, with our body about a half an inch off the ice that scares us. We're not even good at curling.
If I did the luge, you know, is it always a tube or is there open air?
Well, it's open because you got to be able to fly out.
I guarantee you, on the first or second turn at the most, I'm flying off into the air.
Remember, was it Vancouver? They were all worried in the pre-runs in Vancouver, the Olympics, that it was too fast, and one of those guys ended up dying before it even started.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's not what you go to compete in the Olympics for.
No, it's not. Look, the crashes are interesting, but you don't want to watch somebody die, right? Right. It's like when you go watch this. I like you know what I would like to try, but I don't have the cojones enough for it, not at this age, is ski jumping. I think that's so cool.
I'd die.
Well, yeah, not now. I mean, I wouldn't do it now.
I would die before I even got there because I'd slip and hit my head.
That would be interesting. How Ken die? Hilariously. Oh, good times, people. We'll talk about that, a bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk, 98.7.
2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Right now in Nashville, Mayor Freddie O'Connell says he's ordered an investigation into how NES prepared for and responded to the winter storm.
I've asked the commission to return their initial findings to my office as soon as possible, with a final boundary at 6 months, and to be in constant communication with us, providing regular updates.
Now, this commission will have the power to conduct hearings, request assistance from the Metro Auditor, the power to compel the attendance of witnesses and production of records pertinent to the investigation, and administer oath to the witnesses. Meanwhile, Metro Water Services Deputy Director Brent Freeman was called up.
Number one, water quality here in Nashville community remains safe. Secondly, we will continue to coordinate with TDEC and our state partners anytime any sort of questions arise as it relates to the water quality in our system.
The bad news, possibly?
As the temperatures rise, for us, the emergency is not over. In fact, as the ground shifts, we anticipate an increase in the number of water main breaks.
That means outages. He told the briefing today they have at least 12 active repairs, and they were investigating as many as 14 other issues. An effort is intensifying to find the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie went missing this weekend. Today, police say there is evidence of a crime.
Investigators in Pima County say it is clear to them a crime occurred. Nancy Guthrie is unable to walk away on her own, and there is evidence on scene that she did not leave her home on her own accord. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos.
This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack.
He says she takes a medication that if she does not have within 24 hours could be fatal. The FBI is now helping look for Nancy Guthrie. Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Be sure to catch a weather update on the free WSMV4 weather app.
All right, guys. Wellness Institute Nashville is here to help you. You should go to paintisbad.com, paintisbad.com. New year, get yourself out there, moving around again, but you're like, Chad, I just can't do as much as I used to. How about this? 47% off non-surgical decompression for the new year. And Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley, they're my doctors. They're who I swear by, and they should be yours as well. I want you to go see them because whether you got back and neck pain, sciatic slip, bulging disc, whatever it is, they've got not only their expertise, but they also have the new Hydro machine. It stimulates your very own stem cells, which is crazy cool, okay? So what happens is it regenerates tissue. Again, crazy cool to grow new blood vessels in the healing process. It's called angiogenesis, and it is awesome. They're the only ones that have the Hydrowave right here in Tennessee, let alone just Nashville. The only ones. They're it. And this is going to help you along with what they have. So bring your MRIs, get on over there, save 47% off right now, non-surgical decompression for the new year, and go see my friends at the Wellness Institute in Nashville. Call 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009. That's 246-5009, or paintisbad.com. All right. Check it out. Big games this week. My buddies right here, Prize Picks, have an opportunity for you to win big. Okay, first and foremost, they got a max discount. Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, has a max discount, which is, for the day of the big game, Drake May, more or less, 1 passing yard. Just 1 passing yard. Boom! If he gets that, you win part of your lineup. So you pick 2. It's 2 or more players. You end up 2,000 times your money. They're giving you the max discount right there. Take advantage of it. It is simple and easy to do. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code, Chad. When you do, you're going to get $50 in lineups immediately in your account when you play your first $5 lineup. And a lineup, again, is more or less based on projected stats of the players. It is that simple. But the max discount for the big game this weekend, right now, Drake May, more or less 1 passing yard. Simple and easy to do. So hurry, download the Prize Picks app. Make sure you use my code, Chad, to get $50 in lineups immediately when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call 800-889-9789. Yeah. Chad Benson Show is powered by NCA. National Certified Alarms. No long-term contracts. License number 645. It's interesting, Ken. A lot of people are saying that we're going to struggle with the old curling. I think they're right. It's not the sweeping that's going to be the issue for me. It's going to be that if I try to do the thing where I go down on my knee and
you go down on one knee and stay there.
That's what I feel like. I'm just going to go all the way down with it. Nah. It's going to be more a cry for help. Help! Help! Get me up!
Call Dr. Mitchell. The back one out.
Somebody get them on the hydrant machine. I help. Iran ready for negotiations, also ready for war, according to whoever. Witkoff is in Tel Aviv. By the way, like right now, Fox has, I don't know why Fox is on. Normally it's, the Hallmark Channel. But Fox is, they've got a live report from Tel Aviv. So there it is. And if you're looking at this, you know what? That looks like any place in the world, kind of big city. So I think a lot of people think Iran is not that. It's much bigger than people realize. 100 million people. So it's a big deal. Over the weekend, people are still trying to figure 3 million pages that were dropped by the Department of Justice, which they're useless. Pam Bondi is useless. I will continue to say this over and over again. She needs to go. She's awful. She's awful. She's been awful. She's been the worst of the bunch. I had more high hopes for her than anything. Sean Duffy's the winner so far. Transportation guy. By the way, did you hear any issues with transportation this weekend? Nothing really. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of stuff canceled last week, but they got it back, and there wasn't craziness and chaos. So Todd Blanche comes up the other day, and he says this out loud, which I find to be fascinating, as somebody asked him a question about, the perps.
Is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not?
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abused these girls? Like, what does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean? Are we, the people, right, going to learn, I'll slow it down for you, Todd, going to learn about the perpetrators of these alleged crimes, or are we going to redact pretty much everybody's name except for, on accident, a bunch of girls' names who will get out there and then their life will be put in hell? Are we going to learn? It's not a hard question. What does that even mean? What it means is you've been telling us for a long time, what? That only one guy trafficked 1,200 girls to himself and potentially Prince Andrew? But you didn't even charge Andrew with anything.
I mean, I don't understand what that means.
Well, I mean, they're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women. If we learn about information and evidence that allows us to prosecute them, you better believe we will. But I don't think that the public or you all are going to uncover men within the Epstein files that abuse women, unfortunately.
Man, that was awful. Have you met the people at NES, Todd? What does that mean? Abuse women? What exactly does that mean? You say it as if we should know what it is. Yes, you guys, the Department of Justice, you have all of these files. God knows how many files you really have. You see, you have 3 million left that we're never going to see, ever, right? Like that. But out of curiosity, there's a lot of stuff in here that should make a lot of people uncomfortable. Take it for a grain of salt, right? You can't have, you can't say, well, Trump didn't do anything, but everybody else did. And you can't say Trump's the only one who did anything and nobody else did. No, we should have some serious questions answered by a lot of these women who would like this answered. I said it's not going anywhere, but there's some stuff in there that is uncomfortable, to say the least. Yes, about Trump. Yes, some weird stuff about Elon wanting to go to the island and party, but he only wants to go on like the craziest night because he's been working so hard. And by the way, those emails came after he had been convicted. How many of you guys out there are friends with child sex offenders? Just out of curiosity. Well, you could text us. Probably not many. How many? Where did the 4,700 wires come from? I mean, we know now that he was working at least at one time or another with, obviously, the Russians and easily dealing a lot with what was going on with the Israelis. Yeah, these are all fair questions. Again, how much of it's real, it's not real? Remember, this isn't stuff that was put together a few months ago. This is stuff that had been put together for years. And why was there a 60 count indictment ready to roll, and then it was put on hold and stopped? Why? What happened? And then they asked, him, about Ghislaine, because Ghislaine basically, she's Hail Marying everything at this moment in time.
I don't have a reaction to her filing. I can tell you that we reviewed, as I just described, every single piece of paper that we have associated with these investigations, Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell, and to the extent that such arrangements exist, I'm not aware of them.
She said that there were 25 people that made special arrangements to essentially not be prosecuted, and 4 others that had some sort of deal done. That's what she said. Again, take that for what it's worth. But you can't tell me that the only people were these 2. And Andrew, right? Like Prince Andrew, who's not even a prince. I don't know, what's the Lord Mountainbottom or whatever the hell they call his name now? That's what they knocked him down to. Because he's been blown out of the water. And they want him. The royal family is trying to get him to come over to America and sit down and talk to everybody, which mom wasn't going to allow that, but brother doesn't care because brother's got to live in his backyard at this point in time. So I think these are all fair questions that we should all be asking because these were young girls. And the fact that, for years we had heard about like Bongino, right? Like what credibility does bro have? No, I looked in everything. He totally killed himself. Oh, did he? Okay. There's nothing there. Then why did you talk about it for 4 years? Talk about all the stuff that you knew. Cash Patel, everybody, all fair questions. Why are you handing out binders, Bondi? Wait till the next thing comes. Why? All of those things are fair. Again, I don't know what went down. But what I do know is if you think this is the only story, wow, that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. If you think this is the only story and that there was nobody else involved. He was just trafficking. Guys, I'm just trafficking to myself. Then that means the same thing. I mean, Diddy. Do you think Diddy just trafficked to himself? No, we've got all kinds of witnesses. There's tons of witnesses. Some of them were blown out of the water with Others were phoned, called, talked to, went and visited, and they took them serious, but nothing came of it. So I think those are fair questions to ask. Not trying to be me. I know a lot of people are like, you just hate Trump. No, it has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with these young kids that are adults now that went through hell. And by the way, several of them under oath talking about stuff. They face perjury charges. They face real issues. Not to forget the fact that many of them are going up against powerful people that look at them and think if you disappeared, nobody would care. It's a tough place to be. No doubt about that. Matt's coming up in a little bit. A lot of you are excited. We are going to be curling. What is it, the 13th, Bell? Is that when we're out there? 13th or 14th? 13th.
I don't remember, to be honest.
So we're going out to T-Line. For you guys come out and curl with us. Okay? Matt's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Ken's going to be there. And we're going to curl. I'm excited about it. And if you've never been curling, that makes two of us. I've seen it, but I've never done it. And I'm pretty excited. So if you have a chance, come out and hang out with us. I think we'll be out there the 13th. We're going to do so I'm going to do my show live. Matt's going to do his show live. Ken's going to be doing all the news from there. And then Ken and I, in between news and stuff, we're going to run out and we're going to curl the hell out of it.
Yeah, we're going to curly.
You know, I just want to see how good. And Matt and I are thinking we're going to set up teams. So it'll be a Matt and a team versus a Chad team, and we'll see how we do. I don't know. A lot of people, though, said, hey, if you're going to go, make sure you stretch a lot before you do it. Oh, I've already started stretching because I have a feeling it's going to be much more painful than I realized.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to up my exercise game.
That's right. We're going to have to do some squats, some of those, right? Some of those things, those deep knee bends with my arms out, like Jack LaLanne used to do. All while smoking a cigarette and eating a giant bowl of eggs and bacon.
I'm getting healthy, see? Yeah.
All right, coming up, Matt is here. I'm sure he's got a lot of fun stuff planned for you today, as well as I'm sure the coverage of NES continues, because, boy, they've done a bang-up job. It is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Matt is here. He and I were just chatting. He's grabbing something, coming back. Matt, I'm super excited for curling.
Yeah!
Somebody told us we need to learn the pigeon, some sort of pigeon stretch that's going to help us with the curling.
The pigeon stretch?
Yeah. People keep saying you got to really stretch because otherwise you're going to be a lot of problem.
What, do people think we're actually going to be good at this?
No. I just think the whole thing is don't do something you think is fun that costs you another shoulder.
Well, no, I mean, I just don't feel like it's high impact. I don't think that I'm going to be very good at it either.
It's not high impact, but if we're going to do the little go, I think that's the one, man. That's the one where we may get stuck and we just may go all the way down with the stone.
I mean, the pigeon is I assume the pigeon is where you throw the back leg back. And
I think so.
Because one of the feet, so I think the shoes, like one of them's designed to stick on the ice and one of them's designed to slide on the ice.
Okay. So they have shoes like
specialty shoes, and so one of them, like the guy that does the stone, like one foot is designed to slide. That's the one he slides on. The other foot is his push foot, and it's designed to. It's got like claws on it.
Okay, that's cool.
I think I might be making all this up, but I think it's right. Yeah. It feels right.
But is that for regular? Why can't we just go do axe tossing?
Curling?
Yeah, axe tossing. But then I think, have you met our audience?
It's probably not good at handling a bunch of hatchets.
I never really thought that. Like, who thought that? Hey, I got a great idea, guys. We should open a bar where we throw axes at each other.
It's always baffled me. I've seen it, and I've never. I mean, darts is bad enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, and it's funny because at least once a week I get some on one of my, like TikTok or somewhere where somebody will throw one of the axes, it hits it and comes straight back at them.
Oh, I know. Zoom.
Just crazy.
You gotta have the flexes, the flexivity and reflexes of the younger Bush.
So
shoes
he's got another one. Everybody's all, let's wait and see if he's got another one to throw at him. What are you talking about today?
I mean, obviously, well, it's Groundhog Day, and if you know, you know. Ken, you don't know yet, but you have to participate in something that I'm doing on Groundhog Day. You might remember it from last year.
I was given a heads up.
Yeah, you might remember it from last year. We do this every year on Groundhog Day. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you'll learn. And by 6, 7 o'clock, you'll hate it. And that's good. But it only comes around once a year, and it's our very special annual tradition on the Matt Murphy Show. I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
And we do a little thing, and you'll hear it. So we'll do that. We also have Marsha Blackburn coming on to talk about NES. We have William Lamberth coming on to talk about the possibility that the state might regionalize NES's board because one of the bigger issues involved in all of this long term is that you have 6 counties that are not Davidson County that are under some portions of them use Nashville Electric. Well, if you're mad and frustrated and you're a voter and you've been without power, I know a guy in Williamson County that's been without power since the day the storm hit.
Yeah.
Well, the recourse is you vote people into office that are going to do a better job. But if you live in Williamson County, you don't have that ability because it's Davidson County that appoints all of these people. So the idea is whether or not it would be a good idea to regionalize this thing and create a board that these various counties have some say in the appointing authority.
Yeah. Well, they should. I mean, again, we were talking earlier when, you had, Shirley, talking about how many Atlanta had, 16,000?
Joyce Stiles.
Joyce Stiles, 16,000. Louisville's got 9,000. We had 160, supposedly?
North Carolina. I think Charlotte, North Carolina had like 18,000 staged.
18,000
staged, and we had 200.
Yeah.
So, and I said last week, and I was thinking about this, everything you could have done wrong, you did. And if you did one of those things right, maybe none of this happens.
Yeah, exactly.
But you decided to cut the tree trimming budget by $8 million, and that's fine if you want to justify that by saying our voters want the trees and all that. But if you do that, someone needs to be sitting there going, "Hey, we need to worry about this because remember we didn't trim the trees." And now we're going to be affected even more than everybody else.
My whole, as we're sitting here, the thing that just blows my mind is their continual, this is unprecedented.
I mean, what are we supposed to do?
The whole country was talking about it. It was 2,000 miles long, and it was coming here across every state, but we didn't think it was going to get to us. It was going to go around us magically.
Well, and you and I follow the news. I think more than some. I've not seen of another municipality that's had this issue.
Yeah.
In America. So tell me what happened to Nashville that didn't happen in Murfreesboro, that didn't happen in Columbia, not even that didn't happen in North Carolina, that didn't happen in Atlanta, that didn't happen in Oklahoma, that didn't happen in Texas, that didn't happen in Arkansas. Help me understand your position.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there. You planned so poorly. It's almost like you didn't believe what everybody was saying about the wolf coming, right? It's like, we were shocked as anybody that snow came.
No, see. The phrase is hope is not a plan. You clearly you didn't hear the not. You thought hope was the plan.
No,
right?
You're right. That's why Nashville's strong. Woo! Matt, straight ahead, you guys. We'll do it again tomorrow. Hot Take Tuesday.